Almost knocked what?
Rock.
Again, I dashed my foot against a stone.
Yes.
Hi,
how are you?
How you doing?
Good.
All right, so as you know what? I just want to start off saying thank you to everybody that has been with us on this journey. We are doing our prayer walk this morning, and your favorites has me on this adventure here to some big old hill that's supposed to be like a mountain.
I can't wait for you to see this.
That she can't wait for me to see this.
Oh, look at the prairie. So beautiful. You should show them what it looks like.
Yeah, let's see. Get y'all a look at what we see.
So peaceful.
Got a view of this pond.
It's such a beautiful day.
Yes, it is. Somebody's about to have me in these woods.
So I don't know if you're going to keep this in or not, but we like to try new things, even though we probably won't do this again.
Why not?
I mean, we might.
I mean, you were talking about how bad it was yesterday, but now you got me out here today.
Yeah.
So, it can't be that bad.
Outdoors things. So, for example, we're gonna go through these woods on this trail, but we don't do bugs. You know, especially not in our hair.
Yeah. Especially me. It makes me want to cut my hair off immediately.
But we still be going outside.
Right. All right, so which way we're going?
We went this way. We just did the circle around and then we went the real trail. This is a perfect time because it's still cool out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So, but in the summertime, I will not do this because the bugs will be on the trail.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Should we go down to the flashing spots? Yes, in the waterfall or something.
Oh, you've already got one.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I was going to say, I need to take a picture of y'all right here.
Oh.
Y'all are too cute. Oh my
Here,
goodness.
you can take it on my phone.
Y'all live here?
Yeah.
Oh, nice to meet you. I'm
Yeah.
Jamie.
I'm Brittany.
Nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you.
Y'all are too cute walking. I was like, oh, I've got to get their picture.
Okay.
Let's see here.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, y'all are adorable. Oh my goodness. Precious.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
I'm excited to do that with the kids. We start learning about plants and botany and all that.
So we got photo op.
Yeah.
Photo op at this point in time.
Listen, y'all, God really got us out here. We went from city life, living straight in the city, to living out here,
Middle Tennessee.
Middle Tennessee,
Who would have thought?
with the mountains, with the greenery, with the trees, the ponds, the creeks,
The algae.
the algae. the armadillos. We got armadillos here. Like,
And
who
skunks.
knew? Skunks. That's so peaceful, though.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. No, we have to go through that.
See, I want me to go through the woods.
That's what I've been trying to tell you. Me and Anthony went that way yesterday. And that's where it's gonna get wild and crazy.
Look at this. She's so excited about this.
Because I want to see your face with it. Okay, so you see this hill. Wait till you see the hill.
Yo,
Oh, this way, where you
I know, go. Like, she got me in these woods.
No, maybe we'll see some deer. I was gonna say, like, being outside just gives me like a renewed appreciation for nature. And like, you know, just practice taking a moment just to really be in the moment.
Yep.
Instead of like, you know, in front of screens or just all the chaos of life. It's like you can just come outside and it just takes all that away.
Yeah, for sure. What is that?
A squirrel.
Oh,
Trust me, I seen it first because you know. Woo woo.
is that a baby groundhog?
Yeah.
We got those out here too.
This hill is bigger than that one.
This little thing.
Yeah, this is the little one. We ain't got to the one I'm talking about yet. It's these moments that we have where we just, when we come out and just walk and just appreciate life and just, you know, have silence and quiet. And the Lord just starts speaking to you. Or you just start meditating on different things in your heart. You get the best, sometimes it's like you get the best revelation and just time in the rest part of time.
Yeah.
It's like in the stillness of just walking outside in nature.
Amongst all of the creation.
Mm-hmm.
There was something I was watching or reading, or we were somewhere. Somebody said this, where it's like the changing of the seasons just show how God can bring that thing back to life. So it's like it goes from barrenness to the trees and to the land, and then all of a sudden the leaves come back, the flowers are back, the animals are out.
No, for sure. That's why I like spring, because winter is so desolate feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And in spring, it's new life. It's a newness. And it's like exciting. It's like the weather's getting good, and you just feel just some happiness for what's to come, you know?
We about to get lost.
No, I know. I tell you, I know the way.
Look at this.
We just go the way. Because over there is just a little sitting area.
I ain't got no time for smoking.
Second hill. But that's not even coming close to what I was telling you about.
Look at the
See,
excitement.
look at this little sitting area.
Oh.
You have a picnic? Oh, the creek might be over there. Even though I'm not trying to eat out here.
Why not? This would be nice.
Yeah, and then one of those mammals come out. I got time for that.
Oh man, look at this whole tree fell into the
Oh yeah,
creek.
no, they put this here. You can sit on this.
Yep.
Oh, that tree.
Mm-hmm. Look at your girl.
This is one of the ways we choose to just spend time together and, you know, reflect, spend time with the Lord together as a couple in our waiting season. We're waiting and we're in a transition. And I think it's all in how you wait, because you will have to wait.
And you know, doing this gets you away from the distractions that you have in the house. So sometimes our best meetings are doing this.
Yeah.
Where there's just walking around the park over and over again, or sharing revelation or discussion or just thoughts. Because sometimes, you know, I'll be out here by myself, or most of the time she'll be outside by herself doing these walks. And then I get that text message to come outside. And then we spend another 2 hours walking in circles, just discussing and bouncing back and forth things of what the Lord has showed us, our thoughts, some things that we need to get planned and to do.
Yeah, and I think too, like, especially for married couples or people who are seeking marriage, it's so important to have intimacy. And intimacy comes in a lot of different ways.
Mm-hmm.
So that even this is a way for us to stay intimate and close to each other and just really see how each other are doing. You know, just talk.
Yeah.
Without, you know, having to be parents or, you know, doing ministry stuff or, you know, just all the different responsibilities that we have. You know, if you're employed, going to work and having to, you know, show up in your workplace as a leader or whatever you do there. It's just a way to just be together without all those things.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, if you guys never done it before, or if you do it too, I'm sure you know exactly what we're saying, but you should try it out. It doesn't have to be walking in the woods like we're doing.
Yeah.
But
She's trying to prove a point here. We're going to get
Yes.
to this hill in a second.
yeah, we have, so, you know, our two children, they love being outside, and our son, he's 9. He really loves nature and science, and he's our science child. So he loves to, like, explore and look at different areas and go, like, this trail we're on now, me and him did yesterday. He loved it.
And now it becomes dirt?
And just for a little bit. Yeah, at least yesterday was still a little muddy. It was just muddy.
But yeah, you and him were doing this yesterday.
Oh yeah. So, you know, I was explaining to VJ here about how this one hill just toe up my little legs. And he always thinks I'm exaggerating, I'm being extra. So I'm like, okay, so we're gonna do it tomorrow.
After it done tore up her legs.
Yeah, because no, I need him to see what I'm saying. very important, especially when you have children and really just a whole bunch of other responsibilities, to make sure that you keep your marriage first. So for us, you know, we were together before we started having kids. And you don't want to let life and parenting and all those things come in between the union that you know, form with your spouse. You want to make sure that you guys just remain tethered together, really.
Yeah.
And finding ways of how to do that with all the responsibilities you have, because yeah, it's important.
This is what you were talking about?
Look at that. That's not a big hill.
That's a big hill. It's a good size hill.
That's way bigger than the one.
It's some circle of life type hill.
How steep I'm saying it is
Yeah, for sure.
compared to. You ain't worked out in a while. And them hamstrings be screaming. What's one lesson you learned, babe?
From what?
Just be married.
One thing I've learned from marriage is definitely the main thing that I tell every single man is communication. Those uncomfortable conversations that just need to be had, that can't wait, or you can't stew on, or you can't have your own conversation in your own mind about it, or you just let it go and never discuss it, ain't gonna work. I think we found some of our biggest breakthroughs in those difficult conversations, and it allowed us to, in a sense, be more open to have those conversations, because when you're having these conversations and you don't have the full armor of God on, you got the full armor of a Roman soldier trying to fight each other, nothing comes out of it. So one of the things that we used to do, though, is that when we would get into these disagreements, I guess, that we would just stop and still come back to them later as level-minded people and discuss them, whether it be a few days later. I know, just talking to different men, you know, they'll just have the disagreement and just let the disagreement be a disagreement and never come back to it. So in a sense, you know, being a listener first and not always being on the defense or only listening to come back has helped us tremendously. Especially, you know, with us both just trying to seek Jesus at all times. We don't have those type of issues anymore, or misunderstandings. Like, we be trying to get to the root of everything, so we try to listen to understand rather than listen to respond. And that's one of the things where, you know, where somebody says, I didn't know my marriage could be this great. And it's like, yeah, when you can openly communicate and not feel like you have to have prepared rebuttals, it's great. It's truly great. That hill got my heart rate up a little bit. I ain't gonna lie.
You see, I can't even close my mouth, y'all. I'm like, whew, I can't even say nothing. But no, communication. I think that was one of the things that's probably the thing we struggle with the most in our relationship. So we're coming on 12 years of marriage. Actually, next week, depending on when y'all see this, on May 4th. But we've been together for 17 years. And I think communication, for me, has not been my strongest suit. Because there was a lot of things that I assumed that he should know. And so what that ended up doing was it started to create some resentment until we were able to have some difficult conversations, and I realized, oh no, he really didn't know. And I was expecting him to know, like he's a mind reader, and he's not.
Right.
Because I didn't have strong communication skills to communicate what I was thinking or feeling. Hey,
Morning. How you doing?
So, and I think in my, in the wilderness season with the Lord, he really taught me how to lean on him. So I would seek him and to help me with how to communicate things to VJ, because that's his son, so he knows how he made him. He knows in what ways can I convey things, because the way I was saying things to him would immediately cause like defense.
Mm-hmm.
And that wasn't my intention, but it was in the way I was saying it, so he wasn't receiving the words in the way that he could. So I had to work on tailoring how I was saying it to him so that he could receive what I was saying, and not automatically I'm trying to attack him or anything like that. And I feel like, and vice versa. So
yeah, I was on the opposite side of that. Like with me, I would have these full out arguments in my mind over, the situation at hand, to the point where once I was done doing that for like an hour or two after working out, I would come back in like nothing ever happened, because I would be completely over it at that point in time, because I said what I wanted to say in my mind, which then would bring it up later when we would pile on, arguments on top of arguments, and she'll be like, well, why didn't you say that then? Why are you adding this onto something that's brand new? And it's because I did that.
Communication is very important. And I think too, just really seeking the Lord on your marriage and not a lot of outside opinions on marriage. Like, we don't have, so in my family, there are a handful of marriages, and I have a big family. So it's not a lot of married couples. And for BJ, it's not
It's
too
a
many
whole lot
either.
of
It's a lot of
marriage and divorce and marriage and divorce,
Yeah.
and then marriage and divorce and marriage and divorce.
So I think, what I'm saying here is like, it's not, we didn't have a lot of great examples of marriage before we came into marriage. So, it's really about seeking God and letting him, work on, because all marriages are different. Everybody's different. How they do things is different. And if you allow too many voices in your marriage, without really seeking and discerning who's wise counsel for you, because there are going to be times where you need some advice. You're going to need some counsel, and in men.
Yep.
But you just want to discern and make sure and not let everybody in that, and discern who's the right counsel to get from. Otherwise, it can be detrimental when you start following, someone else's prescription for an ailment that you have that's specific to you, and you didn't go to the Lord to lead that, and now you're taking someone else's remedies and you're not getting healed. There's no healing happening because that prescription's for them. That's not for you.
I was telling the gentleman that earlier this week. when he was just apologizing about, constantly reaching out to me. And I had to make him look at it, 2 ways. The first way was, the enemy wants to keep you separated and in isolation. So it's a good thing to have wise counsel and resources to reach out to. But also, before you reach out to that wise counsel and resources, you need to ask God and say, hey, do you want me to talk to you about this? Or do you want me to reach out to my wise counsel? And, throughout the week, chatting with him later, he did that. And the Lord told him no, not to contact me. That he was trying to show him something. And he did. And he had a major breakthrough that week. So the great thing about that, sorry for the wind, is that, you got to seek the Lord first. And even the things that you think are small. And like I was saying in my last video about all these words and prophetic people and all this, that, and the third, like you can find yourself lost with all these voices that are just suiting your needs rather than literally delivering you what God has for you or the instructions of what God wants to do. And it don't matter which way. And you could be listening to one person and be like, oh, that's not for me, when it really is for you because you didn't like what that person had to say. So to Brittany's point, not seeking all those voices first, but seeking the Lord first for instruction to who to go to. And then as your discernment gets, stronger, you realize who is who. And it's kind of like one of the worldly things, right? It's like, what friend to call when there's something that's happening that's going to get riled up right with you and be on the side of the bridge ready to jump off.
Yeah.
And then you know that one is going to talk you off the bridge, so you don't want to talk to that one that's going to talk you off the bridge because you don't need no bridge talking off of right now.
I didn't realize this went all over.
It's very right here. Morning.
Hi.
How you doing?
How do you feel about making it to 12 years married?
I don't know. I was just thinking about it. It don't feel like 12 years. It don't feel like 17 years. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think we've charted each course very effectively. And now with our eyes set on the Lord and him showing a whole new way of life, really, and a lifestyle, and you just been spicy the whole entire time I've been with you.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
What?
Because we always doing something.
Yeah, I do. I like to try things. Some things it's only one time because I don't know.
Right.
You gotta keep it interesting. I like experiences. I like to live life and create experiences. I don't like to do the same thing all the time because I feel like it just is mundane and it just takes out the joy. So I like to find purpose in what I'm doing and just enjoy it. Because I just feel like that's what life is for us to enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Not overindulge, but to just try things out. Just see another way. So yeah. Well, now that we have kids, our kids are like that too.
Right.
So
they get bored real easy in the house.
Yeah, so now we got 2 other people to do this with.
Mm-hmm.
But we've been doing this since we met, really.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think it's cool going into year 12 because we were so young when we got together.
Mm-hmm.
Well, year 12 of our marriage, year 17, I guess, together.
Yeah.
We were so young. And by God's grace, we've been able to grow together, like at the same pace together.
Yeah.
Like, so one thing that we always, from the beginning, like I always say, and I still say, is we a team.
Oh my gracious.
Like, I've been saying that since undergrad. Like, we a team.
Right.
We a team. So, but I think that's helped us with growing together, because it's like we, with that mentality, like that we're one and we are a team. So we're not leaving the other behind.
Right.
So when, so we're just always making sure that we're equally yoked in the seasons that we're in, I guess, and so that's been amazing to watch, because we've literally have grown so much. And it's only by God's grace that we've been able to grow together. I know that's not everybody's truth.
Yeah.
But for us, that's how it's been. And there'll continue to be seasons where the Lord may be working on something with VJ and developing him. And you want to turn around, or you want to keep going?
No, we can turn around.
Oh, yeah. I think it's important, like, because you're walking together with your spouse, but then you also have your own relationship with the Lord. And so there may be things that he's working within your heart separately, or things of that nature. And I think it's just important to allow space for your spouse as they're going through a transition, spiritually, or God's growing them, or maybe they're entering into a season before you are, because they're to help you into the season, whatever that looks like, however God does it. But just to allow space for that, and to know that y'all are one, we are a team, and just be open to that. Because I know when we first really came to Christ, I think VJ had his encounter first. He had a major encounter with the Lord, and he was, he basically had like a Saul to Paul moment, and I didn't. I felt like, okay, slow your, like, calm down now, but the Lord used him to help me to get to where he was, in Christ. And then, it's just been like that. Yeah,
we've been bouncing back and forth off each other, but that's just good leadership. I mean, when you look at how a man and a woman is, it's our job to submit to each other, but then it's also our job to submit to the Lord first. So when she's talking about, the Lord's dealing with me in a specific way, or with her in a specific way, our opinions don't matter. We just have to release it to God. And it's like, well, this is your daughter, Lord, so this is on your hands to do. All I can keep doing is praying for her and put my covering over her. But you got to get your feelings and your flesh out of whatever is going on in that season or that time, and just be all in to partner with the Lord. And like, what direction is there? Something that I can do to help to make this situation better, or do I need to step back, or anything like that? And I think we have been good to be responsive to that. And what does that look like? Maybe like the time where I was really down about just, do I need to go back to work or not? She gave me the grace to go apply for jobs and stuff like that. But, she was over here praying to the Lord, like, if this is not of you, then just don't let it work. Don't let it happen, and stuff like that. And she never stepped in and was like, well, we know God don't want you to do that, and da-da-da. That would have just made the whole situation entirely worse. Then that would have caused rift and division. And then over time, by God's grace, I realized, like, all right, I am doing this in my own strength, and I'll just leave it alone. And when we talked about it, she was like, well, I've been praying for you. Like, if this is what God has for you and what he wants you to do, then it'll be. But if not, then he won't allow it to happen. And that's just one of the examples of when we're caught up in those moments, not to get in the way or to be like, well, God ain't tell me that.
Yeah.
That's like the worst, right? Well, God ain't tell me that, so I don't know what God telling you. I don't even know. Like, when you're over here doubting if the other person that you're supposed to be equally yoked to doesn't hear from God, like, if that was the case, we wouldn't be here right now. She wouldn't have quit her job. If she would have like, yeah, I think God wants me to quit my job, and I'm like, why are you telling me instead of putting your 2 weeks notice in? Like, that's how much trust that I have, that I know she hear from the Lord just as much as I hear from the Lord. And everybody should get to a space like that where you can trust your spouse in that manner. And a good thing that she always points out too is that if she feels uneasy about it or in doubt about it, then that's when she just takes it back to the Lord and knows that it might be my flesh more than anything else.
Yeah, for sure. Because I just feel like he'll give you a peace, just a knowing that. But it does take trusting your spouse, and trusting that especially if you're a couple that has the Holy Spirit, then you trust that y'all have the same spirit within you. So you have to trust in how the Lord is leading the other one. And that's when, it's very key to, especially for women, not to just, but especially for women, because, our men are our heads. They're the heads of our family. But we need to also have a personal relationship with Jesus.
Yep.
Because we're supposed to be the helpmeet. So there will be times where the Lord will speak to you, because you are to, in those moments, you are to help your spouse. And so, like BJ was saying, there's definitely been times where, I felt like my faith was, I ain't had no faith.
That's a lie.
I mean, it wasn't as, because he just be extra, but there have been times where I've been weary, very weary. And I know that, my disposition and my demeanor affects him, because he's a protector and a provider, and he wants to just, he doesn't like to see me down. So, but in those times, he's been able to, because of the strength that the Lord gives him, he's able to help me. And then there's been the opposite times.
Yeah.
And that's what's so beautiful about God cultivating your marriage and your union, because you have that person, right there. There's been times where I've prayed to the Lord and he direct me to VJ, and I'm like, Lord, you Lord, you just, and it's like, no, and that's when I had to learn, really submission and trusting and allowing him to lead, because we always say as wives, we want our husbands to lead. We want our men to be, we want our men to lead. We want God to be leading our husband. But it don't matter if he leads and you ain't willing to follow.
Right.
Then what's the point? What's the point? If you want to lead, because there's a lot of us that do, or feel like we have to be in control or whatnot, it doesn't work that way. That's out of God's order. It just is.
And then that's why your house is out of order.
Right. So, yes, you want to pray as wives. We want to make sure that our men we cover them in prayer. We intercede on their behalf. We do all these things so that they can be the leaders of the house. But again, then we have to know how to submit to that. We have to be willing to follow their direction, the direction the Lord is giving them, and not try to overstep that. So, in the example he gave about looking for a job, that was something that I never felt easy about. But just gave it to the Lord and said, hey, I trust in how you're leading VJ. And I know that he seeks you. So if it's your will, then I know, by faith, I know that if that's what you're telling him to do for the season, then that's what he needs to do. And I'm going to be there to support him. Because that's what you called me to do.
Man, a few weeks, 12 years.
12 weeks. 12 weeks. Yeah, 12 years. Mm-hmm. You old.
You look the same.
I really don't look the same. I got locks now. I look completely different.
Well, this was a good walk.
I'm like sweating.
Me too. That works. I'm glad I put that hat on because I can only imagine the stuff that would be in my hair. So I just want to thank everyone that has been following and subscribing and watching the videos, and there's special people out there that's literally emailed us and sewed into our lives and everything like that. So we just want to spend a special thanks to them.
Yes.
And we've talked to y'all as well personally, so you guys know who you are. But thank you so much. God really does love all of his children, and he has something great planned for each and every single one of us. But just seek a relationship with him first. Don't go to him for the things. And then the more you develop a relationship for him, then he'll tell you what he wants you to do. And he'll show you greater things than you can even imagine. So thank you for walking with us. On our prayer walk, the hill wasn't as bad as she declared it to be.
Y'all saw our mouths were open. We was huffing.
Well, I mean, that's like singing and running. Can you sing and run?
I was huffing and I wasn't talking.
So, thank you all so very much.
Thank you, guys.
And, yeah, I guess we'll try to do part 3 soon, shortly, wherever. We got more teachings and more videos and stuff like that to do. And there's a lot of stuff that we want to do with each other as well on both of our channels, and bringing more couple content. So one of the things that we realized is the Lord is having a lot of couples watching us, and their testimonies and just how they found us in general has been powerful. So, I mean, he's definitely giving us a family and a community of like-minded people and believers. So we just love all you guys. I hope the little bit of advice that we were able to give between the wind and the huffing and puffing helped. But we love y'all, and we'll catch y'all in the next one.